Computers are great for creation, but a keyboard and mouse are pretty lousy tools. That's where the Sensel Morph comes in. It's a pressure-sensitive touchpad that lets you swap in tons of different overlays for things like gaming, video editing, music production, and many other tasks. There are a lot of media controllers on the market, and I've tried a few, including the Palette Gear and Loop Deck. On paper, the Sensel Morph is a more clever and versatile device than those. But how does it work in the real world? Let's find out. The Sensel Morph is about the size of an iPad mini and it weighs just under a pound, yet it feels reassuringly solid, so I'd be confident taking it anywhere. There's an LED at the top right that changes color to show power, Bluetooth connection, and other settings. The strip of 24 LEDs under the metal header lights up in white when you add or remove an overlay and do other functions. It also works with specific overlays like the piano, for example, to indicate the position of the key that you're striking. The Morph has incredible levels of sensitivity. It supports 16 points of contact and is accurate to 6500 dpi. It can detect forces between 5 and 5000 grams and also senses shapes. The overlays are made of a nice feeling rubber silicone material. There are 7 right now, including piano, drum, music production, video editing, gaming, innovators, and tactile keyboard overlays. To set it up, you just plug the USB cable into your PC or Mac or connect it via Bluetooth to your Android or iOS device. Once installed, certain apps like Adobe Premiere can instantly recognize it. Compared to the Palette Gear and Loop Deck, it was easier to set up and more useful right out of the box, requiring very little customization. If you do want to change things though, that's also fairly simple. You place your overlay onto the trackpad, go into the Sensel app and click on the overlay when it pops up. From there, you can set up each key to whatever app command you want. I started off with the video editing overlay. The buttons on the Morph are very responsive, so you need a light touch. Once you get used to that, it's easy to scrub through videos and find the exact frame you need. The video editing overlay contains nearly every function I used, including scrubbing, tool selection, and changing editing modes. I'm no musician, but it seems just as easy to use for composers with a piano or drum overlay. And the software includes a music production app called Arturia Analog Light. It's pretty tough too, as Sensel's video shows. It's particularly useful for artists as it instantly transforms into a Wacom-like stylus. With a few tweaks to Photoshop, you can use a physical paintbrush directly on the base unit. That's pretty cool, but results can be a bit rough compared to using a professional stylus. What's more, you can place a piece of paper on the base unit, then draw directly on it, knowing your scribbles will be recorded by Photoshop or other apps. Gamers get an overlay with a standard controller setup and touchpad in the middle. It's a bit awkward, but nice if you really hate gaming with a keyboard. There are other overlays for designers and developers. Makers can even connect it to an Arduino board with the included cable. There's a choice of several keyboards, including a Dvorak model. While most of them are cramped, they would come in very handy with a tablet. I could even type up articles on a smartphone. The Morph isn't perfect. Battery life in Bluetooth mode isn't great, and at $300 with a single overlay, it's not exactly an impulse buy. But I've been using it a lot and I really like it. I even cut this video using it. And it's a solid, lightweight device, so I could easily see myself taking it on the road instead of a mouse. It would be nice if Sensel could cut $50 off the price at least. But overall, it's a very cool and useful product for creators of all stripes.